wear mean dark pair of shades. And you can't see my eyes unless my head is bent. You dig? We fly, no lie, you know it's falling. We rise outside, it's like showbiz.
The two out.
My dark horse is still in it. I thought they were out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I'm gonna go with Big Stock actually. You know, he's been riding a hot streak. I think he's you know, he's due for a nice little bank here. He took second, or what did he took second the other time? Oh no, fourth I believe a couple days ago in the 2500 freeze out. So he's doing well.
Yeah, he is. He's very capable.
Yeah, but you
did you see that was a one-outer? Big Stock said he folded the other queen.
Oh my goodness. You're I don't know if you're influencing the play of somewhat or what's going on, but Vegas is still in it, your pick, and pulled out the proverbial one-outer on the river.
Yeah, definitely.
Breezy just insta-betting.
This is interesting, this min-bet now, because on a dry ace board here, you know, with only potentially a gutter ball straight through for Schnicken here, I'm not sure what they're flatting in front with, and then checking. Could be a big hand.
Could be. He could have like a draw of sorts too, like maybe. No, go ahead.
Like you said, maybe some sort of odd draw.
Yeah, a pair and a draw. I was thinking of some sort. But Breezy, I'm trying to recall how he plays. He does play certain things fast. I noticed that, like almost like he just wants the hand to be over. Like, I guess in a sense, but he bets it so fast that you feel like you have to fold, kind of deal.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, we got blind versus blind. Let's see what happens here. I guess a walk. I think he felt the need to confess, so he gave a donation to Father Don, as Big Stock is also known as.
Yep. That is correct.
So let's see, you're dark horse, man. What a sick comeback if this plays out the way it will. If you think he's gonna win or she's gonna win,
we'll definitely see here.
Yeah.
Aces is shoving here. Oh no!
Wow.
Surprised. I would think he would take that line there with someone showing weakness.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, and especially, I don't know, Ace is an aggressive person, as far as I know him, and so kind of interesting to see him take a little more of a cautious approach there. Yeah, I'd be more thinking that he would actually jam it in there pre, but I think he was talking about pride earlier, and I think he wants to redeem his pride, so to speak. So I can definitely see him making a big run here.
Yeah, he's very capable.
Yeah. In fact, I think he'd done it before. Where he'd been down to what, like 2 big blinds, and he won a tournament. I think that was.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. He was down to about 2 big blinds, and living on a prayer, and came back, and it was funny. I was talking to him on Skype. He's like, "I'm coming back. You can win this." He was pretty optimistic about it, so it was good. And I was like, "Okay, let's see it," and he did. So, props.
Yep. Never give up. A chip in a chair, my friend. Chip in a chair. So it looks like Scott's been quiet. I mean, he's been somewhat around, but not a lot. And I think. Yeah, let me ask you this though: when Breezy folds that Ace King, do you really think he should be showing that he's folding Ace King there? I don't know. That's just.
Personally, I don't like to give away, any information unless it's, like I said before, unless it's a bluff. So
yeah,
I'm not showing Ace King there because I think it shows that I'm exploitable.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
In my eyes, and it just gives away too much information. It's a friendly game here. I can understand that, so that's fine. But let's say we were in a big buy-in multi-table. I'm definitely not giving away that type of information.
Yeah, and to give Breezy credit, I really think that's what he's leaning towards. It's a friendly table. He just wants to let people know that he's folding ace king, and that he knows that it'll be a straight on the river he can't beat. So, you know,
Right.
he has that little psychic ability. He wants to thinly veil his brag there.
But you know what? It's like I said, I have to give him credit because I don't know too many people at all that can lay down ace and king pre-flop to any sort of action. I mean, I've laid down pocket kings twice pre-flop in my life, and I was wrong once. So
Yeah.
that second time I was wrong. I had stopped doing it. It just doesn't happen enough that it's going to be, you know,
Yeah.
that type of cooler situation where someone's got aces.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those. Yeah, you just gotta go with it. If it's a cooler, it's a cooler. But what can you do, right? I mean,
Exactly. You gotta just play through that. That's monsters under the bed. You can't be worrying about that. You need to just play the right way.
so it looks like Big Stock leading out. I think he's betting almost 100% of his flops that he opens pre, and he takes it down. He shows threes. Your thoughts on that?
Friendly, evil game.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, that bet's basically putting Frischnick into a decision. I think he puts 16.75 if Frischnick and reshoves. I don't see how Big Stock can call. So, you know, he's making it to where almost Frischnick can't shove, almost giving him a false sense of no fold equity. But I'm sure that if he goes all in, Big Stock is probably going to fold. So it's a nice manipulation of the bet sizing to the stack sizing there.
Right. Chip leveraging. That's very nice.
Yes.
Good.
See that now for Schnicken saying he had 7-7, so we had the best hand.
Yeah. So I'm trying to recall the play pre-flop. I think he just flatted Don's open. I believe that's what it was.
Yes. I think he just flatted and
I would have personally. I would have liked to get it in pre-flop if I was Frischnicken, but maybe you want to.
I think so. I think so too, because obviously that's what could happen right there.
Yeah. Well.
Spikes a queen.
Pick the queen.
Still got to run out.
Nope. Well, Scott's in good shape though. He has 10K.
People are bouncing around here.
Yeah, 20 bigs. Aces is quiet now. I think he's just looking for a spot to get it in.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does get it in, or when he does get it in, he can have a decent hand that'll play well post. So we got Breezy here and Miriam. This would be an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Semi-wet, I think. Let's see. Wow, big bet by Miriam. Bets over the pot. I don't know about that. That looks like a queen. Doesn't look like a flush draw to me. But
Well, for the amount of the hands that we have seen with Miriam, I think that's a strong hand there. From the looks of it here, Miriam, and well, clearly, like I had said, El Vegas is capable of some aggressive moves with that reshove with the Queen Jack. They got lucky, but past that, they've been pretty quiet, picking spots. Miriam's been pretty quiet, so I kind of like the balance of players we have here. Aces probably shoving any two in the spot on the button.
yeah, and speaking of picking spots, yeah, Ace gets it in on the button, which any two, I agree. It's unfortunate you have the big stack though, and the big blind.
Yeah, we'll see how light El Vegas decides to call, if they do.
Yeah.
Because if this is a big hand, it's a call already.
Yeah, it should be a snap call. Now, if I'm aces and fold to me, I wouldn't hate a shove here too, because Breezy's short, and he's not going to want to, play for stacks. So, let's see. We got a UTG limp by Scott.
Usually means it's, now we're going to see here though. I imagine it's going to be a fold here, unless it's some sort of lower pocket pair.
Yeah, or mid-range.
Jacks.
Wow.
Interesting. I wouldn't necessarily see that as the hand's vulnerable, but clearly he's ready to call anyone in that spot as he snap called.
Right. Well, good game, aces. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think a lot of times when you see a UTG limp, it's a pair, almost always.
Yeah, definitely.
A raise usually means like broadways or some sort, or a small pair, but yeah.
Breezy seems to be taking a little bit of advantage of Scott here, betting in front a lot, which I'm surprised for Breezy here. Now this min bet, what does it mean? 9 on the turn, interesting.
So, did he bet the flop? I think he did, right? Oh no, he checked the flop, I think. I forget. Let me, yeah. That was an interesting play. I think Breezy, I think when he bets really fast, he's just trying to get people to fold, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, now that we're seeing that showdown, because that's the first time we've seen that quick bet get shown down, so it could. I'd like to see it again. If it comes again, I might assume that, but after he hears this commentary, maybe he'll change it.
Now, it's interesting. I'm hearing the click-clack of a keyboard. Are you actually taking notes on these players and tagging them, or what?
No, that would be smart. And I would if I saw I was about to do it. I was actually responding to someone a student on Skype.
I was giving you a hard time, but that's something I should be doing myself. But
why you busting on me, man?
But we got to do, man. You see Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten, they do it all the time, right? Or no, that's Norman Chad and Lon McCarron, I think.
Yeah. That was on last night. World Series of Poker being aired right now.
Oh, well, nice.
Some of the episodes. I didn't see last night's. It was earlier because I think they're, what month are we in? September? They're leading up to November, so I imagine there'll be a bunch of WSOP stuff aired up until November. They play the 9.
Yes. And guys, if you guys just heard this, it's one of the common I guess, faults, I guess, of an online poker player, forgetting the time and date and etc. what month we in. I mean, that's a common occurrence.
Yep. It's tough for me sometimes to distinguish through the days. But,
yes. Yeah, I've had many a day where I wake up, is it Monday or is it Sunday? You forget, and it's just one of the bizarre things.
Yeah, definitely. Look at this here. El Vegas putting Breezy to a decision.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. 10 bigs. I mean, that's half the stack roughly, but Breezy can't really call unless he has something, so. Breezy folds his small blind. So let's see here. Still got your dark horse, and we still got mine. They're pretty much neck and neck.
Who's your dark horse? Big Stock.
Big Stock, Father Don. Yes, I think they might go heads up. What do you think?
Well, let me ask you this: can Big Stock be considered a dark horse if he's maybe a favorite? You're right. You're right. I would say he wouldn't be a dark horse per se. I guess he'd be my horse to win it all. Okay. There you go. So yeah, Vega could be a qualified as a dark horse. Yes, you're right. I stand corrected. Let's see. Looks like now there's not a lot of action going on. It's just a lot of folding pre. I think they want to make it to the break. I hope they click through the break. We'll see that.
So we get a min raise by Breezy with roughly 10 big blinds, 11 big blinds. Oh, Miriam. Wow, and a flat. Wow.
So I can't foresee Breezy folding here after flatting.
Yeah.
I really think they need to open.
Ow.
That's tough for me to commit half my stack in a call and to plan to fold a missed flop.
Yeah.
I think, personally, I think there's better ways to invest your chips there, especially if you're just flatting half your stack to hope to hit a flop and check folding.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
probably, if that's the case, from my experience, it's probably just better off to have folded for that extra 2K.
Yeah, if we're going to play the guessing game, I think if he had a pocket pair, he'd be getting it in pre, should be getting it in pre, not flatting. And if he had overage to that flop, he should be calling off, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But hang in, Breezy. You got less than a minute to go before the break. That you can gather your thoughts and mount back a comeback effort. Interesting limp by Big Stock here. Is he trying to bait Breezy to shove?
That's what I would think.
Yeah, I was.
Now that is a sick play.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, because limping aces in late position is just, it's what I would call an advanced play. A lot of people aren't capable of doing it and being comfortable with it, which is the key.
Yeah.
But Big Stock is exactly like what you said. He limped, assuming Breezy is short, and it's kind of his only move, and limping typically is a sign of weakness. So that's a real clever play. Lots of respect to Big Stock for doing that.
And to be further corrected, not the dark horse, but the favorite, I guess. Well, good game, Breezy, by the way, and congratulations on making it to the final table again. You are a final table regular, it seemed like.
Yeah, good job, Breezy, man. Well played.
All right, guys, we're good.
Last 3 tables he finaled. You see that?
Yeah, and he's. I think he liked it because he's in the videos too as well. I think that's what he goes for too as well.
Yeah, Breezy's rocking it. So good job, Breezy. We'll see you on Sunday, man.
All right, guys, we're on break, so we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back in about 4 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. We have 5-handed play. We unfortunately lost Breezy before the break, and we have blind versus blind situation. First Nick and limps in, and Big Stock checks his option. Ace Jack Jack flop. I imagine Big Stock bets out here and takes it down. He doesn't. That's okay. I imagine if First Nick bets here, I think, yeah, Big Stock would fold. But if First Nick didn't bet, I think Big Stock would bet out and take it down. I hear the familiar clickety-clack of the keyboard. We know that Mr.
I hear the familiar clickety-clack of the keyboard. Yeah, that's me.
That's quite the appropriate tone of voice that I normally use, man. Really.
That's funny.
Yes. So yeah, it looks like our horses are going the right way. Big Stock in Vegas.
Yep.
But I mean, everybody's pretty much relative, and not only that, but the short stack First Nick, and all he has to do is double up, and he's in the mix again too. So it's not like it's a bad spot for him.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty even match right now. Anyone's game still.
Yeah, I agree. I always tend to think though that when you're in this kind of scenario where stats is somewhat relative, if the person that's the most aggressive or that takes advantage of certain spots will actually get the better edge, I guess, more often than not. And yeah,
I love being aggressive.
Yes, I've noticed.
You do too. You're probably equal or maybe more aggressive than me.
That's debatable, but I was gonna comment that I was gonna comment that I've noticed that you've actually amped up your aggression throughout. It's been kind of interesting to see. You've been, yeah.
To keep my game fresh. Maybe I'll be real tight next week.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that though.
And guys, if you guys didn't catch that, keeping it fresh is John's favorite motto. Keep it fresh. And he is the guy that gave Subway that slogan, keep it fresh. So
Yep, get paid every time it's used.
yes. Yes. And now from a word from my sponsor, Subway, keep it fresh.
That's funny.
So it looks like we're passing the chips around here. People just, I guess, are waiting for some cards, it looks like.
I guess so. Wish we could amp the blinds up, get everyone into fold, see what happens.
I know, right? So
everyone's kind of hovering around, except for Schnick, everyone's hovering around 20 big blinds. So this will pick up soon here. But still, yeah, it just takes one hand, and then who knows? So it'll be a double knockout or something.
yeah, and that's all too easy to have.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. It's good though. I like the tournament structure of the tournaments we have because before Merge had not really allowed you to customize your tournaments too much, and everything was like a turbo. And now with the 2500 starting stack and the I think 12-minute blinds, it's a lot of room for play and for people to actually play poker versus try to hurry up and then just end up shoving and
ram and jam. Yeah, it's no fun, especially when you get up to the mid stages and late stages. It just becomes ridiculous. That would actually remind me of like the 100 max turbo that I play the other day, or every so often. That's the kind of style that they have. It's by the time you get to the late stages, you're like 10 big blinds average, everyone, and so forth, and it's kind of a ridiculous structure.
Yeah.
So it looks like a little battle versus blind here, blind versus blind rather. Get a lead out by.
This is pretty much the same flop when Big Stock when Verschnicken had checked and Big Stock had bluffed those threes. So maybe, oh my god, that's so sick. I was like, maybe Verschnicken is not going to take it this time,
Yeah, you know what? And you know, it'd be even sicker if he had sevens there. He's like, oh my goodness, I had sevens.
If he had sevens there, I think he has to show. If he has sevens.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, yeah.
Especially after down, shows the threes. But that's funny. That's the same. That might have been. We'll have to watch the video back. That might have been the same exact flop.
Yeah, I think it wasn't. I think it was diamonds or something like that. Or no, it was rainbow. Yeah. Now here's an interesting spot here. Verschnicken said he had a piece of it, right? Now, knowing that Don is pretty active, would you fault a check raise here by Verschnicken? Would you think that might come through, or do you think Don would check back the flop?
Well, considering now that we do know what Don had, I think Don fires there knowing that he's already exploited that situation once.
Right.
So, I mean, I think you could go either route with that. You can cut him off like he did from exploiting that situation if, in fact, he didn't have like a queen or something respectable. Or you could do what you said. I definitely think that he can assume that Don is going to fire, or Big Stock is going to fire at that pot, and he can check raise him and get him to fold. So either way, I think he did remember that last situation there, and he exploited it in one way or another. But, that's the beauty of poker. I think there's always a couple of right answers, depending on what you expect the result to be.
Right, and yeah, exactly. There's different profitable lines as well as different losing lines, so it's not, one answer for each side. There's many different answers. Yeah, I agree totally.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can see a big bet by Vegas, like a 4x here.
It's been a while.
I know.
Maybe they're waiting to 4-bet shove Queen Jack off again.
Yeah, it is profitable.
I mean, that's a ballsy shove they won. Granted it was like a 1-outer, but still.
Yeah. Given the fact that a person is capable of doing that, that you got to give them credit for that, because not a lot of people would like to do 4-bet shove with King Jack-O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. And who once was the short stack is now actually second chips.
Yep. And like what we said earlier, guys, you could be last in chip, but a double up, you get right back into the mix. So.
Chip and chair, keep your head on straight.
Yep, and don't despair, guys, because it's easy to get back into the mix. A lot of times people, when they get short stacked, they just give up, but I don't think that's a good mentality to have. You got to be positive. Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think Big Stock min-raised the button, right? It looked like he made it 1,200, and Miriam popped it back up. Interesting to note, if I was playing through the table, I would have noticed that Big Stock, instead of doing his normal 2.2 or 2.3x raise, he actually min-raised, which would be highly suspicious.
But then again, I think up to this point, Big Stock has definitely displayed that he's capable of anything. Limping aces in position, check raising. He's done an array of different things, so that's probably one of the scariest characteristics of the players, when they can do anything. So
Right.
who knows what it could have meant. It could have definitely, I think, for more of an average or weaker player, it could be a tell, which we're always looking for, just like you pointed out. It could be a tell with a good player, but that's the thing about a good player, is when you see them mixing up their plays, it makes it much tougher to range them and suspect what they're actually doing.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. Because sometimes people say keep your size consistent, but that's good, and it works out majority of the time. But also, it's also good to keep your sizes kind of weird, and then non-conforming, because then it makes it really hard for people to understand what you're doing it with.
Definitely, I totally agree.
And Scott gave a shout out to everyone here at BOD. And we welcome Scott, and we say thank you too for joining us and making it to the final table. If you look at the chat, he said, "Before I go out, I want to thank JG for hosting the site and the whole BOD team. Thank you all."
What a nice chat.
Yes. And I think he did that because he wanted to get some chips, and he did get chips. And so there you go, Scott. You're welcome.
Yep, no problem, man. Anytime. I will be right back.
Okay, no worries.
Take it away, Focused.
Will do. We get a shove by Scott against a open by Big Stock. 3-bet by Big Stock, rather. And so a 4-bet shove by Scott. Interesting spot here. This is pretty much for stacks. I think Big Stock has ace queen here, ace jack. He's not liking it. Maybe a smaller pair. It is a really aggressive move by Scott here, and he takes it down. Big Stock shows an ace. Scott shows ace king. Yeah, I really think Big Stock probably had ace queen there, offsuit, and Scott 4-bet shove with ace king. Pretty standard. Six spot for sure. You show yours, I'll show mine. It's what Scott's saying. But that's not true, Scott. Big Stock only showed one, so you could have showed one too. It made it interesting. First Nicken and Big Stock going at it. Big Stock betting out half pot into a fairly dry board. It is flush draws and straight draws out there, and one of the straight draws hit 3-4. Big Stock bets out. Now this is a pretty committing bet here. It looks for stacks. Can't really see Big Stock folding here if First Nicken gets it in, and if First Nicken calls, I think Big Stock's calling any river shove or check. He'll probably check shove against First Nicken's check. So we'll see what's up here. Big Stock takes it down. He shows 9-7. A bit bluffy, but it works. Pretty aggressive move there, because he was pretty much telling First Nicken that we're playing for stacks. If you call or get it in, I'll call you too. And so yeah. And First Nicken said didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. Well, First Nickens play a couple more of these BOD tournaments, and I guarantee you'll have the guts to pull the trigger. And if you still need more guts to pull the trigger, you got coaching opportunities through John, Drew Peacock 8, or other coaches on the BOD squad. Just look it up at BetOnDrew.com under coaches, and yeah, definitely teach you how to pull the trigger in those scenarios if you think the man's bluffing. So everybody back to normal in some sense. Vegas is the short one now, but I would imagine Vegas making a move soon. being so short. Big stock min raises UTG. Now, John and I were discussing it. A lot of different possibilities here that big stock doing this with them. Now he's kind of mixing up his bet sizes. We're not too sure what that could mean, which is good because you kind of want to keep it unpredictable. You don't want to be predictable. Milliam and Max, I was going to say it was quiet, but now opens 4x UTG. And big stock folds the Whopper Jack 3-0, and Milliam and Max shows Queen. Yeah, I would think Queen Jack suited. Could be that possibly. I don't think Queens. He would show both Queens. First Nicken opens the button. Pretty nice open there. Definitely like that open because Milliam will probably fold a lot of the blinds. And big stock is in the small, so we had a limp by First Nickens, a small blind complete by Milliam, and you know it could be a shove or a check by Vegas. And big stock is saying all in. Yeah, I agree, either check or shove. A raised is kind of weird. I like a shove here because I don't think First Nicken calling and Milliam's not going to call. But instead Vegas decides to check the option. Insta checks that flop, and I think First Nicken bets out here. He'll be able to take it down. 2,000 about right. I wouldn't mind a little bit less, like 14, 13 will still do the trick. Let's see. He gets called by Milliam. I think Jack 10 is what we see, or Queen. And no show. Aggressive move by First Nicken. Now, but if it was Jack 10, I really would have liked a smaller bet. Vegas gets it in, blind versus blinds, all in. Scott folds. And I hear heavy breathing.
Vegas gets it in, the small blind, and Scott folds.
Correct, verbatim.
I like to open with whatever I heard you say last, that way you know I'm here.
There you go. So,
what I miss? Anything?
a lot of bantering chip-wise with Big Stock and Scott. When you left, looks like Scott opened UTG, Big Stock 3-bet on the button, and Scott 4-bet shoved, and Big Stock started crying. No, he actually tanked for a while, and he shows an ace of diamonds. And while he was tanking, I was thinking that he probably had ace queen there, and Scott showed ace king offsuit. So pretty standard.
So the second time, huh?
Yep. So wow, Milliam's actually showing some interest in this flop. Maybe overpairs.
Interesting. This is another bet where I'd assume that they're ready to play for stacks.
Yeah.
See if they insta call.
I agree.
If they fold, it could also be a semi-good bet, creating a false sense of, fold equity if they wanted this, but
right.
Nice. So that's impressive. You know what? That's an again. Big Stock is capable of a lot of things here, because I think a lot of players, even at first glance, I would assume that if they're betting 2,400, half of their stack, they are trying to say I'm committing my chips, but clearly it could be also, as you've seen, they want to send that message.
Right.
It's not necessarily the actual case.
And I think sometimes they get caught with the notion that they have to bet, because that's what people do in that spot. You need to bet, and they get kind of scared because they don't have a big stack, so they have to bet a certain size. And I think if you're gonna do that, just jam it in and make Big Stock really think about it.
Let's see what's going on here. This is interesting. For Schnick and C-bets about 75% of the pot, and Big Stock min raises him.
I think Big Stock really has a hand here. I think it's really polarized. Either he really has a hand or it's just air. But I think it's more towards he has a hand. And he sets him up for a shove. Wow.
Well, that's a tough spot there. I mean, king high top pair, ace high top pair, semi-cooler.
Yeah.
Good spot there. It makes sense why he flatted. I mean, you know, and Big Stock clearly has been capable of some things, so there's a little bit of history between them. So
yeah,
I don't necessarily blame Verschnicken for thinking he's ahead there.
Right.
You can't think that the jack helped him either.
No. Yeah, I agree. And and the sizing of the shove on the turn was pretty nice. He shoved into the pot. So big hand here.
Queens, ace jack. Oh, this is a huge hand. This is probably for the win.
Yeah, for the win, I think.
Yeah.
So Big Stock does well there. By the way, we're gonna say good game to Verschnicken, and also a good game to Scott 828. Well played. Well played.
Good game, Scott, definitely for sure. Well played.
I think it's almost who's playing for second, right? I guess.
Yeah, kind of in a sense, yeah.
So anticlimactic, almost.
Yeah.
And might I add?
Oh, look at that! my pick versus yours. Let's see if El Vegas can mount a 6-6 comeback.
That would be epic. I would welcome to see that.
Here it is. Big Stock's calling with anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he cannot fold. Yeah, it's
and just like that, we have a winner.
Wow, Big Stock.
Yeah, we have a winner, Big Stock. Nice job, man. Nice win, sick, played great. So I definitely think he deserves it.
Yes. He definitely picked his spots correctly. He definitely showed aggression. Definitely showed the motivation to win. And yeah, I think so. What's that for first place? He gets how many points? 10 points. Great. And for second, it goes to 9 or 8.
9. As it goes, 9th place, final table is 2 points, and it goes up to first place with 10 points. So we'll get our little chats in here.
I know, yeah. I like that 6 stock. That's kind of cool. 6 stock, yeah. It's kind of catchy.
Nice.
Keep it fresh.
Yep. So, congratulations to everyone who played in the league. It was a lot of fun. I look forward to the second game this Sunday. Focus, anything else on you?
Yeah, so great game, guys. Everyone, also a special congrats to El Vega for taking second. Way to hang in there. And all that good stuff. And also, yeah, so as John was saying, the tournament is on Sunday. What time is it on, John? Do you know?
It's going to be, I believe it's at 2 p.m. Well, it was 9 p.m. my time. I think it's 2 p.m. on Sunday my time. But it should show up in the lobby, same place that everyone found this. So check it out there, and just keep posted on the site if there's any changes or updates, or if you have questions. We're always here to help. Great. And guys, thanks for watching this video. The Final Table broadcast will be up soon. Stay tuned for that. Always check out the video BOD forum videos, and you can see it there. And there's also other videos as well. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks. Peace. Peace.
So we leave with a pop.